G.I. Joe is one of the most successful toy lines of all time. Launching in 1964 with action figures modeled after original characters in the various branches of the United States Armed Forces, it paved the way for action figure franchises for years to come. Of course, it wouldn't stop with just toys, as there would later be comics, animated TV series, and of course, with its popularity and a resurgence in the 80s, video games. The one I'll be talking about in this video is G.I. Joe Real American Hero, released by Taxan in 1991. It's a side-scrolling platformer, and although you would think that this would be a run-and-gun shoot-'em-up, I wouldn't say that that's totally accurate, even though there's no shortage of gunfire. The thing is, you have limited ammo, which you can refill by picking up these bullet icons. You can attack with hand-to-hand combat as an alternate option while you're saving up, or if you think that it's efficient against weaker enemies that are easy enough to deal with in this method. Adding to the strategy, you'll have 5 characters to choose from, each with their own strengths and weaknesses based on their stamina, jumping ability, punch power, and weapon power, as well as their range with their guns and their close range attack. Once you pick your lineup, you're locked into those 3 guys until you finish the mission, or get a game over, but there are at least continues in the form of a password screen. As far as the characters go, Duke is probably the most solid choice because none of his attributes are weak, he has good stamina, and his gun has a great spread, making it easy to hit your targets and is great for spam attacking bosses, at least when his gun is leveled up to the max. Snake Eyes doesn't have a very good weapon, but is the best jumper of your main 5 guys. Captain Gridiron has a good punch, and his gun is decent, but he's not particularly strong in any department either. Rock and Roll has a really good weapon and sucks at everything else, and Blizzard is good for basically nothing. General Hawk is a beast and is pretty much the best in every category, but you can't use him until the final stage. He just gives orders from headquarters for most of the game, which kinda sucks on paper, but then again, do you really think the game should be broken like that? Either way, you have to make the decision on whether or not to save Hawk for the boss battle or have him rip through the stage itself. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that you can change characters in mid-level in the pause menu, but you can only pick 2 out of the 5 available, and Hawk will choose a 3rd member to be your leader for the mission. Each mission is divided up into 3 stages. The first one has you approaching the base, the second one has you planting bombs to blow up said base, and the third is escaping the base, with each of the 3 stages containing a boss battle, with the plot of the game simply to destroy all of Cobra's bases, one by one. I mentioned the ammo you pick up, but there are other power-ups too, including guns which upgrade the weapon of whichever character picks it up, health, as well as increases of your health's maximum hit points, and bulletproof vests which serve as invincibility. On top of those items, you'll also be able to use vehicles that help you either with getting around, blasting shit, or both. These vehicles have their own life bar and won't affect your health. Once it runs out, you have to abandon ship. You can also leave the vehicle on your own accord, but you can't go back into it. That's it. You have a time limit, which shouldn't be a problem in the regular stages, but in the later missions, when you're in the bomb planting stages, this can definitely fuck you up, especially when the layouts get maze-like, and the bombs are sometimes hidden in cryptic, hard-to-find areas, some of which require you to shoot into the floor or ceiling to access. But it is a cool feature that you can fire in all directions, as well as while crouching, and when you're in hand-to-hand mode, you can fire an unlimited number of bombs straight up to attack overhead enemies, so you've got a lot of control over how you attack and or defend yourself. The game sports a solid soundtrack, great graphics, and good controls, so what's wrong with it? Nothing really, but I do have a couple minor gripes. When you take a hit, you take one of those deep fallbacks that can send you down a pit or into some other trouble. I've never been a big fan of that. And probably the one thing that irks me the most is enemies that constantly respawn. This isn't such a big deal in the linear stages, But in the bomb planting levels, you shouldn't have to waste precious time and ammo on an enemy you already killed, especially in later stages when you have more ground to explore. I know that's not nearly as big of a deal once you know the route to take, so that's why I consider it more of a minor gripe than anything. Otherwise, G.I. Joe is a strong shooting platformer with plenty of variety, and even though it had a major license to help with exposure, I'd say it's a little bit on the overlooked side as far as classic NES games goes. So the game starts off with a cutscene of General Hawk giving you the briefing that the team has gotten information on Cobra's bases, and their first target is their base in the jungle, which is where the first mission takes place. Duke is your leader, the other two guys are your choice, but I always make sure to have both Snake Eyes and Duke as two of my three, but your preferences might be different. You'll start out dealing with these foot soldiers who fire simple projectiles. Duck underneath them and short range attack them to conserve ammo, unless you want some target practice. Then you've got these rays that pop out of the water. Wipe them out or just let them pass. Jump up here for a gun if you can reach. It's why I like to bring Snake Eyes everywhere. Punch out or jump over these pigs that run towards you, and be ready for these guys that jump out of the woods from the sides. Right before the boss is some health and ammo, and you'll do battle with this jet that flies in from the left. It hovers around and drops missiles that fire towards you. Keep your distance, jump over the missiles, and fire. It's an easy pattern, just simply jump and shoot. After several hits, it'll break off into a different form and swoop down with low flying attacks while sending a missile. Take long jumps over it from one side to the other, and blast it after you land until it's destroyed. I prefer to use Duke due to how much ground his bullets cover. In fact, that's the case with most of the boss battles. After dealing enough damage, you'll finish it off in no time. You'll get a cutscene of Range Viper talking some smack, and it's on to the second stage of the mission, which is the first of these plant the bomb stages. In this case, you only have to plant 2 of them. Jump and fire downward to break this platform and drop in to pick up the health for whoever needs it. Slip down and grab the gun after killing these schmucks, and the first bomb is just to the right. These check marks represent the areas that you need to plant the bombs. Head back up and continue right, slip down here and blast the ceiling up here for a gun. Then slip down this platform, punch out all the rocks for a couple more guns, head back and grab the guns and ammo on the way down. The other bomb and the exit is just to the right here, but first head left, watch out for this massive centipede hammer thing, grab the max health increase, and rip through more of these rocks for another gun. Then head back for the bomb, ammo, and health, and head through the door to the boss, Raptor. He'll fly overhead and send his bird down at you before coming in for a punch that will take out whatever rock he lands on, which compromises your footing, so you'll want to take him out as early as you can to avoid dropping into the fire. Head to the opposite side where he is, blast him from the sides or underneath when he passes by, and after enough shots, he's done for. You'll get another trash talk cutscene from Range Viper, and it's on to the third and final stage of the mission. Watch out for the centipede hammers, slip by when there's an opening, and take out the diver guys that try to catch you off guard. Grab the guns along your way, and you'll be introduced to this prick that's suspended down from a cable and firing off some heat-seeking missiles. He takes more damage before finally dying than any of the Hammerneggers you've been dealing with so far, plus the missiles are a major distraction because they follow you around and won't go away until you kill him and get out of his range. But you can wipe them out, so blast him and the missiles, and the boss, Range Viper, is right after. He'll run across the ground and loft up a couple bombs. Keep your distance, maneuver your way between his attacks, and you'll finish him off. So you'll get a cutscene of the base blowing up and a briefing on the next base to take down, which is in Antarctica. And naturally, Blizzard is the leader of this mission. You'll get these soldiers on snowmobiles that will ride in, hop off, and then try to charge at you. Shoot them down before they even get a chance, although you'll have some of them that charge in on you from off screen without the snowmobile. Also keep an eye out for missiles that come down on you from the background. Stay on the move and you won't have to worry about them much. Slip into this hidden area for a couple of guns, and then shortly after is another hidden area for 2 more. Then you've got these bastards that throw grenades, which float up slowly, but they deal decent damage, so keep your distance and fire. Then you've got these guys behind mounted guns. Be ready to jump over their projectiles and blast them, or take them down from underneath if you can. Grab the health up here, and soon after is the boss, a plane flying overhead that sends a shitload of missiles your way. While there are a lot of missiles, they don't fire too fast and they only move straight down, so avoiding them isn't that big of a deal. Just get yourself off to the side and either jump and shoot from a distance, or get just to the side of them so you can throw your bombs up and conserve ammo. It just takes longer and you'll have to be closer to the line of fire. Either way, after finishing it off, you get a cutscene of Metalhead spouting some shit and you're onto the second stage of the mission, where you have to plant 3 bombs. Toward the beginning, slip into this hidden area where you can ride the first vehicle option so far, the Cobra Interrogator, which fires a shitload of bullets and lets you fly around. Shoot down the foot soldiers on your way through here and up through this hidden area in the wall that'll lead you to your first bomb. You'll notice a second interrogator on your way in case you lose it. Shoot down the other chopper guy in here, fly up through the stairwell and grab the guns and health, and shoot down the other chopper dickheads in the process. Then pass through this hidden area, cut across all the conveyor belts, into this hidden area for a gun, and then continue up the linear path, wiping out all the foot soldiers on your way to the second bomb. Then head back, pass through this hidden area, and the exit is up here. But first you need to go through this hidden area to the last bomb. Then head up the door, grabbing the max health increase on your way. The boss is a group effort of these 3 machines that work their way around the perimeter. They move fairly quickly, and worse yet, after each one is destroyed, the remaining guys left will pick up speed, and to make matters even worse, now and again one of them will stop and fire off a spiral pattern projectile. So you're in a constant state of motion and reaction, so pay attention. Blast these fuckers, keep your distance, and jump over the projectiles when they're fired, and after taking out all 3, it's on to the last stage of the mission. You'll get another cutscene of some trash talk from Metalhead before the stage begins. Head left first, and hop into one of these Cobra vehicles that made up the boss of the last stage, the Buzzbore. Take it back here and slip down into this nook for a gun and max health increase. You can use this thing to fire projectiles in the same spiral pattern as the aforementioned boss, so blast these cretins away, grab some more gun and max health power-ups along your way, and if you're on foot, take your time because you don't want these conveyor belts taking you down into the pit. Soon after is the boss, Metalhead. He moves around fairly slowly, but he launches 5 boulders into the air that scatter across the room. Maneuver your way in between them, watch out for his flippity flops, and fill him full of lead until you finish him off. You'll blow up the base, and the mission is complete. Next mission is to take down the underground computer base in New York, and Snake Eyes is the leader. So you'll hop into the sewer, and away we go. You'll start off on this elevator going down, kill the pricks hanging from the cables on your way down, as well as the foot soldiers that pop out of the wall. You take them out before they even try to come after you. And that's all you'll see until you get to the bottom and square off with the boss, this plane that flies from side to side firing missiles. It's similar to the plane in 2-1, but it doesn't have nearly as many missiles, although it is faster. The strategy is the same though. Use your bomb attacks from underneath and keep yourself out of its line of fire. After enough shots, you'll destroy it, and it's on to the next stage, where you'll have to plant 5 bombs before hitting the exit. From the start, head right, down this drop, and climb the walls. These jagged edges are the walls that you'll be able to grab onto, but you won't be able to scale up, you'll have to jump across and upwards. Watch out for this dickhead throwing blades through the walls. Go through when there's an opening, and slip down here for the first bomb. Watch the missiles that fire out of this thing, climb up, take out this guy, and then bust down the wall here for some health. Climb the walls to get back, continue left from where you started, Drop down here, and all the way to the left is the next bomb. Go back, there's some health on the far right, then back up where you came. Be ready for this Vega wannabe to drop down from the ceiling and attack you. Continue left, and behind this illusion wall is a gun. Go back to where you originally started, head up this way, and up here for a gun. Drop down this gap and continue left. Wait for the missiles to fire before dropping down and wiping out the guns. Head this way, and at the dead end will be your third bomb. And just like the last bomb spot, there's a health bump against the right side wall here. Go back, continue left, climb up the wall into this illusion wall for this buzzbore. Take it up here past this guy that will normally camp out against the edge, making it a pain in the ass to get by. But right past him is the fourth bomb. Drop down into this gap, head up here, and in this nook is a vest. Grab it, head right, and at the end of the corridor is the fifth and final bomb. Go back to where you grabbed the vest, head left this time, and you'll hit the exit and face the boss, this massive machine that sends a few projectiles at a time. Jump between those, but stay against the far left. Don't veer off of here because you have less time to react. And worse yet, you might fall into one of the pits. Aim for the eye in the middle, and be ready for when it charges straight at you. You can't really do anything about it, but you can still attack it from here. It will also reach out with its claw and try to get a hold of you. Keep yourself in the air to avoid it. But if it does grab you, it'll send an electrical current through your body and toss you into the wall, but you'll survive. After dealing enough damage, you'll destroy it, and it's on to the last stage of the mission, where the Overlord talks some trash. Blast the birds in the beginning, and watch your step cause you're on conveyor belts for virtually the entire stage. Head up into this illusion floor for bullets, health, a max health increase, and a gun. Climb the wall here, blast this gun, and then be careful on your way down here cause there's a narrow platform you'll have to land on. So hug the wall on the way down and grab the gun. After that is a whole slew of these guys, including the swordsmen. Keep your distance and use your guns on them. Climb up here and all the way to the left for a gun and vest, but wait for the flame to dissipate first. Continue right, hug the wall for another narrow platform on the bottom with a gun waiting for you. Wait for the flames to shut down before using the wall to climb up, and then you've got yet another wall to hug with a narrow platform and gun waiting for you. And shortly after that is the boss, the Overlord. He'll fire off 2 missiles, followed immediately by him detaching a piece off his tank and flying across the screen and then coming back. The missiles are heat-seeking, so they'll follow your direction, albeit slowly. So if you're crouching, you won't be able to crouch under. So do light jumps to get over and then be able to quickly jump again. Before the tank reattaches itself, it'll charge forward. So do a higher jump here so that by the time you get back down, it'll be out of your way and you can start the process over again. After enough damage, you'll take Overlord down, blow up the base, and the mission is complete. Next mission is the base in the Black Hills, and Captain Gridiron is your leader for this one. You'll be doing a lot of platforming here, basically scaling up the hills all throughout. Grab the guns, wipe out the foot soldiers, chopper guys, and these blade dickheads using the bombs from underneath anytime you're able to get your enemies within reach. When you first get to here, where the background changes to this purple backdrop, grab the max health increase up here, and slip into this illusion wall for some health, and drop down for a vehicle, the Cobra Pogo. It doesn't travel fast, but it jumps high and can shoot in 9 directions across and upwards. Blast everything in your path as you scale up the rest of the level, and if you have to make it on foot, wait for the guys on the other side of the ledge to either face the other way or toss their blade boomerang, and use the opening to fire away and clear the path. The boss is this machine that stays in one spot, fires off a heat-seeking missile, but then zips over to another part of the screen, leaving behind a pseudo-shadow version of itself that doesn't do anything besides get in the way. If you have the pogo, simply spam attack and you'll wipe this thing out in no time. Otherwise, stay underneath it and fire upwards at it and only reposition to get away from the missile when it comes after you. After taking it out, it's onto the bomb level, but first you get some trash talk from Voltar, who sends Road Pig after you. Similar to the last stage, you're mostly traveling vertical here, but you start off right in the middle, so you've got to work both upwards and downwards. Head left, wait for this flame gun to cease before moving on, climb up the wall here, and you'll get to the first bomb spot. There are 6 total, by the way. Drop back down to where you climbed up, head right, and scale up the platforms, busting through all the walls on your way up for a bomb in the corner. Just be careful of the flamethrower guys. Keep your distance when they're facing you, and take them out when they're not firing. On your way back, go through the illusion wall here for a gun and some health, go back down, and head through this wall for a gun and bulletproof vest. Drop down this way, bust through this wall for a max health upgrade and some ammo, through the wall here for health and a gun. Just be patient with the flame guns along the way, and you'll get to your 3rd bomb. When you get to the bottom, there'll be a 4th bomb. Then climb up, scale up these platforms, wait for the flamethrower guys to turn so you can sneak up on them. When you get up here, slip down the stairs to the 5th bomb, and bust through the wall here for a gun and some ammo. Continue upward, and slip into this illusion wall for max health increase and a gun. Continue up the path, and you're back to where you started the stage, and jump up into this illusion floor for your 6th and final bomb. Scale your way up these tight platforms till you get to the exit and face the boss, Road Pig. First, you'll have to get into position, so scale your way up the conveyor belts, and he'll throw these big ass rocks at you. Stay on the far end, jump over the rocks, and land on his platform to lay some shots in, and then scramble back to jump over the next one. Keep this pattern going until he's dead. You'll get a cutscene of Voltar saying some bullshit, and it's on to the last stage of the mission. Jump up and blast these guns out of your way, and take out the wall so you can get to the Cobra interrogator, which makes things a lot easier to scale up these platforms. Blast away at the other chopper guys and these bungee dickheads, and grab the guns and max health power-ups along the way. If you lose the interrogator, hang out on the other side of whatever enemy is up next using the walls to climb, and only get out in front of him when an opening presents itself, wipe him out, and move on. It's a pretty short level, but like the rest of this mission, it's entirely vertical scrolling and can be a bit tedious. When you get to the exit, you'll now take on Voltar. There are 3 platforms here. His bird will fly around and stay in the top section, and he'll move from platform to platform, shooting his gun, really behaving not much different from any foot soldier, really. But the caveat is the damn bird that can get in your way if you're up high, but mainly the damn lasers that come out from the sides along the floor of any of the 3 levels. When you hear the ringing noise, you'll be able to see which laser is armed, so get away from that one, get onto a neutral one, or at least duck under the bird if you're up top, and wait for the laser to clear. Then stay on the move to get in position and blast this fuck. Stay ducked down to avoid his bullets, and reposition yourself when he gets close. Just keep in mind the laser and the position of the bird. When you get enough shots in, he's all done, the base blows up, and it's on to the next mission. This time, General Hawk has been kidnapped and taken to the Sahara Desert, and Rock and Roll is your leader for the rescue mission. It's a straightforward level, no pits or platforms, just some foot soldiers until you get to this helicopter that flies overhead firing down at you. Stay back so you can dodge the bullets while attacking the guns. Once they go down, so does the helicopter, or it goes away at least. It's foot soldiers the rest of the way. Just be sure to check behind the sand dunes for some hidden guns. They're pretty much everywhere. You'll get to the boss, the Cobra Bug. It's a big ass vehicle with a buttload of guns. Stay back, weave your way between the spread shot, and fire into the gun until it's destroyed. Then you have a bunch of these guys that get deployed in succession. Shoot or jump over them and blast the hatch that they come out of. Once it's destroyed, another gun will emerge and fire at you, while one of their soldiers tosses grenades out the door. You have to take out both of them individually. Stay back so you can react to the bullets, and the grenades you'll have to jump over when they hit the ground. After finishing them off, the whole thing is destroyed. Destro cuts a promo, and it's on to the second stage of the mission. You have 7 bombs to plant here. Go through the illusion wall, wipe out the blocks here, and sneak in for a gun. Then continue on, go through the illusion wall and hop up here where another illusion wall leads you to your first bomb. Then go back, slide down here, and you've got another bomb here. Go through the illusion wall, take out the blocks for another hidden gun, and wipe out the foot soldiers on your way to another hidden area for a gun and some health. Then go back and down this way, head through the illusion wall, climb up here, plant the third bomb, and then slip down this platform to climb aboard the buzzball. Now go back to where you started the stage, hop up here, take out the foot soldier, and slip down into this illusion floor. Head down this way, kill the flamethrower guys, and climb up for the 4th bomb. Then go through the floor here for a Cobra interrogator, which you can use to fly up here where you'll get the 5th bomb, which you can still climb the walls to get to if you don't have a vehicle. Then go back, head up this way, go up through the floor for a gun and ammo, continue this way climbing up, and slip through the illusion wall which leads to your 6th bomb. Just watch out for the guns here, take them out, or wait for an opening to slip in to plant it. Go back, head down this way through the wall, blast the blocks for some hidden health in here, and continue through another illusion wall which leads to the final bomb. You can also get a vest and some health by continuing on and slip through this wall. Now go back to where you got the interrogator and head up through the floor here, which leads to the exit and boss battle with Globulus. The screen will scroll up vertically in this room. You'll have to blast through the ceiling to clear a path to walk through, but you can end up getting trapped underneath it as you'll drop into an impromptu pit if there's no more floor to land on. So use Duke or someone with a lot of spread shot to quickly clear the crap out of your way. When you get to the top for the actual battle, hopefully you've left enough blocks so you've got a lot of footing and won't drop into the pit. It'll do a slithery back and forth pattern, and when it's on its way back, jump and shoot. You'll have more room to do so, and stay low when you're underneath him. Keep this going until it's dead, and you'll rescue General Hawk, who says he'll meet you back at headquarters after you defeat Destro in the next stage. You'll get one more cutscene of Destro talking shit, and it begins. You've got a bunch of soldiers shooting from the ground, crouch down to shoot them if you're at their level, and jump up and shoot them when they're not firing if they're above you. Slip down here for a gun and some health, and when you get here, head up here for ammo and slip down through the floor for a gun. There'll be 2 more guns shortly after that up here, and some blade guys after. Slip down here and back this way for a couple guns, and up through the floor for some health, and the boss fight with Destro is right after. He'll start off in this machine flying overhead, and drop down firing a spread shot of projectiles before popping back up and flying around. Attack him from underneath, and try to get onto the side where he's not facing, because then you can avoid his attacks altogether, so long as you don't let the machine drop onto you. Keep blasting until the machine is destroyed, and then he starts tossing these energy waves or whatever the hell this thing is from his sword, as the screen auto-scrolls quickly. There are a lot of pits, so you'll want to avoid falling down any of these, as well as avoiding the projectiles at the same time. Stay back and fire at Destro, dodge his attacks, and when you need to jump over the pits, take the longer jumps over the next 2 pits, because the timing always seems to work out where a short jump to the next platform will result in getting hit and likely falling into the pit after being sent back. After dealing enough damage, you'll finish him off, destroy the base, and it's on to the final mission, which takes place in Cobra Commander's base, and General Hawk leads the way this time. There's only 1 stage in this mission, and it's a freaking bomb stage with 8 bombs to plant. Start off blasting through the floor here, where you can drop down and then through the illusion wall for another gun and the first bomb. Head up this way, blast through the wall, and kill these grenade fucks on the conveyor belt. Head up through the illusion floor and through this wall for a couple guns. Go left from here, kill the swordsman, and the second bomb is back here. Go back where you came and continue left past the conveyor belts, kill this guy behind the shield, blast him quickly so he doesn't get any shots off on you, and go up this way and shoot through the floor here for a gun and ammo. Go back and continue left and blast through the floor for some more guns, and through the wall here for a buzz bore, which makes it easier to go down through here and up this way for the third bomb. Go down and through this way for some guns in the wall, then down through here, kill the swordsman, and through the floor here and hop into the Cobra Pogo. Swing back around to the ground level, blast all these fuckers in your way, and up this way through the walls for some guns. Then go back and up this way, take out the walls to get through, head through the wall here for some health upgrades, blast through the floor for an invincibility vest, and there's some health upgrades and ammo through the floor here. Follow the linear path, take out the walls in your way, and the fourth bomb is at the end of the line. Go back where you came and up this way for the fifth bomb in the corner, and down through the floor for some health and ammo. Then head back down and through the wall, up this way, blast the floor for ammo and a vest, and another spot through the floor for a gun, ammo, and some health upgrades. And at the end of the line is your sixth bomb. Then back at the intersection, go up 2 stories to the left for the 7th bomb, so there's just one left at this point. Go up 1 more level, to the right and through the wall are 2 more guns, then head left, blast through the walls, and follow the linear path for the 8th and final bomb. Then go all the way back to where you got the buzz bore, head up this way, go through the wall, and you'll hit the exit to the final showdown with Cobra Commander. Cobra sits up in the upper left, dropping flash grenades or something, while the gun in the upper right side fires a mutation gun that turns you into a little dinosaur or some shit momentarily, leaving you unable to attack until you morph back. Meanwhile, the floor shifts, and there are little pits of electricity which hurt you, and bottomless pits which are insta-death. So not only do you have to dodge both Cobra's attacks and the mutation gun's attacks, you also have to mind your jumps to avoid the bullshit on the floor. There are 3 hazards at the same time. Fortunately, you do have General Hawk's jetpack to help kill off one of those birds, fire like crazy, and you want to predominantly keep your eye on the mutation gun, because you don't want to get hit and fall into a pit. After dealing enough damage, you take him out, blow up the base, and you get a congratulations paragraph and the credits roll. That would do it for G.I. Joe Real American Hero, but it wouldn't be the only game from the franchise, as a sequel, G.I. Joe The Atlantis Factor, was released a year later by Capcom, but we'll save this one for another time. And that wraps up this edition of Aqualung's Game Reviews. See you next time.